What is up, homies? Christian back at it again with another Twin Sons action figure close-up. And today we are looking at Anakin Skywalker Padawan from Episode 2. And we're actually coming at you in the finished revamped studio. As you guys can see, we finally have lighting, which is very nice. So let's take a look at this box. Standard Black Series box, well, the old standard Black Series box now. We got that new wave coming out. So we got the Gregory Titus art on the side. The name down here, our window. He is number 110 in the lineup. Our Gregory Titus art and the bio. Anakin Skywalker, a hero of the Clone Wars. Anakin was caring and compassionate. He also had a fear of loss that would prove to be his downfall. Legalese. And on the side we have Anakin's. But let's free him from this plastic prison, eh? All right, and here's Anakin free from his plastic prison. And as you can see here, right off the bat, he's looking pretty good. Head sculpt's looking decent. I feel like, honestly, though, Hayden Christensen just has a really hard face to hit, especially at this age. So one of the first things you'll notice, though, and my big gripes, is the face. It's got a little gloss to it, which isn't my gripe. The neck doesn't match the face color, like, at all. It looks a little bit better in person, but it really, since there's no sheen, it just looks off. It doesn't look as yellow in person as it is showing up on camera. But anyway, let's take a look at his face. The face printing tech is spot on. It looks pretty good. Right eye a little wonky, but again, it's one of those things that's not as noticeable in person. So on display, it won't look like that really. He's got the Padawan rat tail braid, looking good. Comes down the side. You know, it doesn't look exact, but really invokes that feeling of Episode 2 Anakin, so it gets a pass. His robes, very nicely sculpted. As you can see, they did a lot of texture work here and on the inside here. A lot of wrinkles and line work. It looks good. His tunic, his over tunic's got that nice little leathery look to it. Honestly, it's almost, I mean, obviously it's plastic, but it honestly has a leathery feel to it too. Like a pleathery feel, you know? It feels really nice in the hand. They did a great job on the colors though. They got that dark brown that Anakin rocked, and they have that black over vest. So, his belt. Looking good, standard Jedi belt. He's got his little code comm things there. It's got some pouches there on the side. Very nicely painted. It looks like they were molded maybe in this dark brown. They came in with a light brown, touched it up. There's a lot of paint apps on this guy. You got the silver, you got the gold, the silver here. Hit up with a black wash on the side here. And on back here on these two pouches, well, this isn't really a pouch, more just a little holder. And here, hit it with that black wash. Looks very nice. Got some texture on the back of him too. They actually gave this a really nice leather texture to it too. And his lightsaber holder. Looks good. His arms got that texture molded into it. Looks nice. Not much of a paint app on the arms. Looks like it was just molded in there. His legs. Standard Hasbro legs. There's some nice wrinkling on the pants. But the boots, there's something about these boots I really like. I like how they molded in the actual line work here. They molded in the straps around. They actually molded in little like buckles. They didn't paint them, which would have been nice, but they molded them in. Looking really good. But I'm pretty sure this is actually my first time with a 6-inch Black Series prequel Jedi. So I have a feeling this is all reused down here. And I say that because of the double jointed knees. On all their new sculpts, they've been going to those single jointed knees, like on the count. And this is double jointed, which makes me think it's reuse. The boots may be new. I don't know for sure. But I'm gonna guess, since he's just standard Jedi uniform, they got all the same boots. Maybe just get to pick out the color. So, let's go over articulation, shall we? Again, going back to reuse, he uses the old school, just hinge neck. So you get a little bit of down, little bit of up. Once again, I'd like to reiterate, the color is not this off in real life. It's off, but it's not this bad. I don't know what it is about this camera that's doing that. So you're a little bit down, like no up. You just sort of look straight. No tilt. It's sad. Could have invoked emotion, because Anakin in episode 2 is very emotional, you know. It would have been nice to be able to invoke that a little bit. No tilt. Does get a swivel though. So just that old school neck peg. Shoulders all the way around, both ways. Comes up to 90. They even textured the shoulder. Look at there. That's nice. And now, I noticed this as soon as I took it out of the box, this is the first time this has ever happened to me. His elbow will not bend at all. And I can't tell if the plastic is still molded together or if I just need to heat it up to get it to articulate. If this ever happens to you guys, usually holding it over a pot of boiling water or just hitting it with a hair dryer for like 30 seconds, not even, that'll usually loosen up the plastic. It'll stop this issue, and once you get it going, you won't have that issue anymore. So I need to do that later. It's kind of disappointing when it happens out the box. I've heard of it happening to other people. This is the first time it's happened to me. So just holding it out like a 5 POA. Let's look at his hand. Interestingly enough, they went with a side to side, like a trigger hand. Not even an up and down peg. So a little disappointed by that, since, you know, he holds a lightsaber and you would think that you'd want it to go up and down. Well, you do want it, but he doesn't. Other arm, you know, obviously it's just an arm, but this elbow does work, so I can show you. Comes up to just below 90. So would have been nice to get a revamped elbow joint on these Jedi, but alas, we did not. This only comes up to not even 90. Honestly, looks like almost the same kind of hand, just on the left. Side to side on him too. All right, let's take a look at his waist and stuff. His torso, left, right, standard little ball joint. Do get a gap if you're trying to go back, but honestly, it's not looking too bad. Almost like when the Count throws him in episode 2, obviously. Not much forward. Look back, no forward. More forward than back though. And you gotta be careful, because sometimes if you leave it off, that gap will be exposed. Swivel left, swivel right. His hips. Oof. Not even, like maybe 45. Not that far. Does get a thigh swivel, which is nice though. Going back, he's got those old school Hasbro knees now. Double jointed. Ooh, if you force it, you can kick his own booty. And the Hasbro standard swivel ankle. And as far as accessories that he comes with, it does not come with, you know, an alternate arm with the hand torn off or anything, which would have been kind of cool. But he does come with this lightsaber. Now, Anakin had a very slightly different lightsaber in episode 2. This one gets destroyed. He has to remake one. You can see from the bottom here, it's pretty much the same. Even the switch is pretty much the same. It's a little bit different up here. So you can tell there's a difference. You know, there's no big red button on the back, but it's nothing too major of a difference compared to the Hero Saber and standard Hasbro lightsabers. It does pop out. Let's see, now there's no peg on this really. There's this little hook, and all you have is this little like hook there. So I don't know how this is intended to work. It does not, like, doesn't actually go in there at all. I'm trying to hold it at an angle so you guys can actually see. So let me know in the comments down below if you have this figure, how he sort of just holsters his lightsaber, because I cannot get it to holster for the life of me. Let's put him down for a second. Let's go back to this. So, paint apps on here. He's just got the black and the saber. Oh, you know, it's actually a touch, very touch of gold on there. So 2 paint apps on here. That's pretty nice. Let's go in from the bottom and have him hold it. This is how I usually like to put sabers on. It is a little difficult on this hand, but you know, it pays off because the more difficult it is to get in his hand, that's in there. Like, it's not going anywhere. So that's nice at least. Kind of wish they gave us the up and down hinge, but you know. One thing I like to point out is that the episode 3 Anakin, now I don't own it, but I know that it comes with a robe, like a soft good, like mini robe right here. Would have been really nice to see that on him. I feel like it would have made this figure pop even more so. Especially with how well Hasbro's been nailing their soft goods lately. They've been doing a really good job, so it would have been nice to have seen that there. But you know, it's decent still. Now I did bring our friend Darth, oh, he doesn't want to stand for me now. Darth Tyrannus over here. So I can give you a little size comparison. Count does stand over him, which is very nice because the Count is taller than him. A little bit of intimidation factor and stuff there too. So this is how they would look together. Look pretty good in display. So overall, I like this Anakin. He's got some issues, but overall, it's a good figure. The first time we've got, you know, Padawan Anakin in the 6-inch line, so there's always going to be room for improvements. But if you are a fan of Attack of the Clones, as I am, this is definitely a must-get. Especially once we get Obi-Wan with him. I know Obi-Wan's out, just been having a hard time finding him. So yes, I would recommend this figure as usual. Until next time, may the Force be with you. Have a good day.